Hey, dobro jutro, my friends. Good morning from Belgrade, Serbia. I'm still here in Belgrade. I'm actually leaving. I'm going back to Novi Sad like here in 10 minutes. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about this continuing issue of pollution here in the city of Belgrade. Today's November 17th. The weather outside is kind of cloudy anyway. I mean, the weather forecast today is cloudy. Temperature's like 45. It's just a little under 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. Okay, I've got a light jacket on, a cool light jacket. You like this one? That I bought. It's nice. Temperature-wise, it's for close to the end of November. It's nice. But an ongoing problem here, my friends, is the air quality. I get an interest out of following air quality standards here because I never realized that the air was that bad until one day. When was it I first started checking the air quality? I think it was during quarantine. Somebody had posted something about, it was a meme, and it was talking about what's going to kill us first in Serbia, COVID or dirty air, or something like that, to that effect in Serbian. So I looked up air quality stuff, and I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Now listen to this. Okay, Belgrade, Serbia has what? 2 million people, 2.5 million, whatever it is. Which is a lot smaller than a lot of these cities I'm getting ready to mention. But if you look up, there's a website. It's called World Air Quality Index. Okay, and they updated. There's local contributors here that show pictures and everything of the air quality. And the air quality here is god awful. Just listen. Okay. It lists here, Serbia as of this morning, it's currently about, what time is it? Like 10 o'clock, roughly. 10 o'clock in the morning, November 17th, 2020. And Serbia, out of all these countries listed here, our air quality is the 15th worst. The 15th worst air in the world. We are tied. The air quality index, it gives it some number here, okay? It says AQI, the air quality index. We've got a number of 150 this morning. 150 is that cutoff line between, let me just read this to you. When you hit 151, it calls it unsafe air. Or, let me see how they say it. This says unsafe for sensitive people, okay? But it's out of all these countries, 15th worst air quality. The index rating is 150, okay? That's exactly the same air quality index for Mumbai, India. Mumbai, India. Look at the population. Look at I've never been to Mumbai. I've been to, 45 countries, but I've never been to India. And Mumbai is just a city, everything I've seen, read about it, it just looks like the most nasty, most polluted possible place in the world. How many people are there? It's one of the most populous cities. Well, India is the second most populous country in the world, but Mumbai is massive. I don't know how many people live there. I should look it up, but I don't want to. Hanoi, Vietnam. We're tied with Hanoi, Vietnam. Hanoi, Vietnam. I've been to Hanoi, Vietnam. All these scooters, all these cars, these factories, I mean, just dirty. We surpassed Bangladesh. We've got worse air than Dhaka, Bangladesh. We're right there with Pristina is worse air quality than us in this region. They're 14th, right 1 point worse air. And when you go from 150, that says dangerous for sensitive folks. Anything over is bad, real bad, I guess. New Delhi, India is a little worse than we are. The country here in this region, there's only number one in the world, the worst air quality, India. Kolkata, India. Then Beijing, China. Then Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Then a place in Russia. Then a place in Kyrgyzstan. 6 is a place in Kazakhstan. 7's in Pakistan. 8's China. 9's China. 10's Kuwait. 11 is Bulgaria. Sofia, Bulgaria. It's got a ranking of 155. And then you've got China, India, Kosovo, Matoya, southern Serbia, and then Serbia again at Belgrade at 150. Tied with Mumbai. Let me just show you that, okay? I've been ranting on this air quality stuff, which by no means am I an environmentalist. I don't know that much about it, but it's troubling, you know. We're breathing nasty air. And in all honesty, even to go back to times in quarantine, when I first really started looking at the air quality index, and I would go outside in Novi Sad, I just really didn't smell it. I would always think if the air quality is extremely bad, you would be able to smell smoky pollution. America doesn't have very many cities on this top list, but a lot of the places in the USA, you go into, there's a little town called Terre Haute, Indiana, I used to live in, across the border, southwestern or central west central, I guess you could say, Indiana, right on the Illinois-Indiana line. Small town, maybe 50,000 people. And there, when you drive into Terre Haute, you smell this plant that does like sewage treatment plant. It just got this dirty, burnt smell, you know. And then a lot of times in Chicago, where I used to live in South Chicago, you know, you'd get, like on a day, you'd get up early and you'd go outside and you'd smell this heavy air, this smell of pollution. Here, I really smell nothing, you know? But let me show you just a view of it. And it doesn't look good. 1 second. Okay, this is my little deck here. I've shown this apartment before. You've probably seen it before. It's small, little studio. It's called the Yellow Duck on Airbnb. The guy gave me a really good deal on it. Even though I said I didn't want a discount, he did anyway because I just looked. And this is the view. Okay, this is Belgrade, Serbia, November 17th, 2020, 10 o'clock in the morning. That is Belgrade Waterfront. That's the house, that's the Vista building that I stayed in yesterday, 12th floor. This one. You can see all this going on, but just look at that. You can barely see Ada Bridge. That's that big overpriced bridge. You got Gazella, then the other one, and then that one over there, that big, huge, you can see the mast on it. And you call it a mast, I don't know what you call it. I'm not an engineer. Anyhow, you can barely see it. You can't really see your breath out here. That's the Belgrade Waterfront Tower. Look at it. It's not that far away. You can walk there in 10 minutes. You know, that's where the bus station is, where I'm going here in just a moment. Actually, the bus station is not that far. It's actually right there. But just look at that. This makes the city look dreary and just Eastern European, you know. This is the view, this is the picture many people in the US would, I mean, by no means being disrespectful to Serbia. I mean, this is my country. I'm a Serbian. But when people think of Serbia, Bulgaria, Poland, Bosnia, just any of these countries in the, I said Poland because I always had like a feeling of just dreary, ugly, gray Poland, you know, but Poland's actually beautiful. But that's what I would consider Eastern Europe, but this is Southeastern Europe. But anyway, this is kind of the picture people have. Gray, dreary, cold, and it just looks like that now. I don't know the solution. I don't know if there is a solution. What is the solution to fix your air quality? I mean, jobs here are hard to find. Manufacturing jobs are all going to, well, there's still some here because China even has like a, tire company here, I think, because they're paying Serbians less than they are Chinese people. But you've got to have jobs for the people. You've got to have these factories. And if you impose too many environmental standards and everything on them, they're going to quit. They're going to move somewhere that has less standards, I don't know the solution. I'm not into politics. But I think it's terrible. I think it's sad that we have to breathe this. Those of us who live here, who want to live here, have to breathe this dirty, filthy air. Serbia does use a lot more coal in heating their homes. People still are buying coal and heating their homes. So a lot of this, I'm sure is attributed to coal. But I don't know. I just think it's sad. Hopefully we can get our air back to normal. Anyway, my friends, I've got to go. Going back to Novi Sad. My time in Belgrade is over. Ciao, ciao.